Great. So I'm not going to ask how are you doing, because that might be a stupid question to ask right now. So those of you who do not know, test centers, the December exam has been cancelled, right? And if you go to the, I'm sure you probably have already seen that news. If you go to the webpage of the CF Institute where this data is provided, I'll probably put it in the description. They've listed all the centers where exams are cancelled. Exams are cancelled at almost all the locations in India and a lot of other, global important locations where there was a significant candidate concentration. So now, which basically means that for many of us who were scheduled to write exams in one of these locations, we are not going to get to write the exams in December, right? And that's how it's going to be. We don't have a choice. So what do you do next? I'm going to quickly have a discussion with about this in next 5-10 minutes, and then probably answer some of your queries. So first thing, now what options we have? So number one, December was going to be the last paper-based exams. All 2021 exams are the CBT format, right? The computer-based test. So we don't have a choice. That's how we will have to write the exams, and we will have to adapt to it eventually, which I think is all right. We'll eventually pick up. We have reasonable time period to prepare ourselves for that. Now, level one candidates, any of the 2021 window is open for you, but logically, Feb would be the most smartest thing to do. Assuming that you were reasonably prepared and you feel that you can finish your preparation by then. Level 2 and level 3 candidates, most probably be going for May. I don't see any reason why you would want to select a testing date later than that, unless and until you have something lined up for yourself in May. So if you have nothing scheduled in May, I think that's the exam you should be taking. We have plenty of time. We should easily be able to finish off the preparation, right? So that's about selection. Now, one thing that's happening right now, as we speak, is a lot of candidates have withdrawn for the December exams, and they're trying to enroll themselves for the February. And then there is some sort of a panic that's happening within the candidates because they're not able to figure out, because they're not getting the option of the testing location or the desired testing location for February. So what I did is, sometime back, I spoke to someone from the CFA Institute, and I checked with them that do they have a plan of accommodating majority of the candidates who are being pushed from December to Feb, and will they be able to accommodate all these candidates and conduct the exam? So again, people do not know, and it's very difficult for anyone to answer. But the answer that I got is that there's a good probability that all of us who want to write the level 1 exam in Feb would get the seats available in the Feb, right? So either that would be made available by increasing the testing window, which I see is already happening in Mumbai. I can see some dates which are outside the testing window, which is on the CFA website, which means they're increasing the number of days, and they might increase the time as well. So there might be multiple slots of examination. So one request that I want to make to all of you is, do not panic, be patient. I think if you want to write exams in Feb, there's a good chance you would get seats in Feb. Even if that option is not available on the CFA website right now, just be a little patient. Check out in a couple of days. I'm sure the seats will eventually be available. I think the Pune right now seats are available. That's what I heard from a couple of candidates. And Mumbai, at certain location, seats are available. I'm not really sure updated on Bangalore and other global location, but you can check that on your portal. And whenever seats are available, right? So you probably check it every couple of days, and whenever you see that seats are available, go ahead and book yourself. So at least you know when your exams is going to happen. So that part is out of your way. There's a good chance you're going to get the seat, the preferred seat for preferred city whenever you want to write the exams. Now, the second thing, which is, okay, fine. Now, second thing is that you feel kind of frustrated with the whole process. You feel that you originally enrolled for the June exams, they got cancelled. Then you shifted yourself to December, they cancelled again. now you have an option of asking CFA Institute for a refund, right? So that's also an option that becomes available for some of you. So that is also something that you can consider. That is definitely one of the options that's on the line. However, I would also urge you to think the reason why you chose this program in the first place, right? And typically, whenever I have to take decisions like this, I have this 10-year rule. I ask myself what matters to me 10 years from now. And if CFA was important to you maybe a year back, it is going to be important to you a few years down the line. So, right, do not let your emotions affect your decision making. uh, be a little patient. I know it hurts me as much as it is hurting you, because I know how important these exams are for us, how emotionally we were involved in this, but we don't have a choice, right? We have to accept the situation and then strategize accordingly and move on. And that's how I would approach this. So clearly, definitely refund is an option, but you think twice before you decide to exercise that option, right? So that's out of our way again. uh, so we are okay with the exam seats. We are okay with the refund option. Now, the next question that we want to answer is that how do we re-strategize, right? What do we need to do so that we're well prepared for the exams, and how do we help our careers in the meanwhile? Uh, so the first thing is, and I recently said this in one of the FRM videos as well. Uh, one of the one of the important thing with studies is that you have to build some sort of a flow or some sort of a momentum. So whenever you start studying some new subject for the first time, initially you face obstacles. You're not able to concentrate. You're not able to find the right place. A lot of difficulties come in. You're not able to figure out the right time of the day. I think most of you by this time have figured out, that piece of the puzzle, because you were planning to write the exams in December. So you have built yourself a nice flow. What I would suggest you is that do not break that flow, because psychologically what happens is, I know that now you see a very distant target, and there would be some sort of a tendency for you to feel that, okay, you know what, let me put things on hold for a few months and then maybe start studying again, right? So don't let that happen to yourself. Keep on studying. It doesn't have to be CFA curriculum, but keep your study momentum in place so that you're not building the beautiful flow that you've built for yourself. So some of the ideas that I'll recommend is pick up on your habit of because I've seen a lot of people don't like reading, and especially for level 2 and level 3 exams, you need very strong comprehension skills, right? And in this industry in general, reading skills is necessary. So start reading, right? Pick up some beautiful books. There are plenty of books, good quality books available on finance. Order them, start reading, start spending your time there. Or you always thought that I would read curriculum, but you never had the time. Say if a curriculum, read it. It's a beautiful material. Your curriculum is written by practitioners, so that is something that you can consider. You can also consider learning a new skill. I've always been suggesting people to learn financial modeling. That's an incredible skill to have in this industry. Learn coding, SQL, Python, learn data visualization skills, Tableau, Power BI. All of these are skills, which are important in the industry. So that is something that you can consider as well, right? So, but important thing is going to be not to break the momentum. Keep on studying. Figure out a way. If you need my help to help you design, reach out to me on WhatsApp. We can always figure that out for you. Now, the next question that needs to be answered is what happens to the FinTree learning management system, and what happens in terms of your crash course, and all of those stuff. So what we've decided to do is that you would be allowed to extend your access to the learning management system. It is going to come at a cost, but it's going to be significantly nominal. So we understand that it's not your fault that the exams are cancelled, but at the same time, for us, because we extended the LMS access from December to the June to December, So for us, has also been very difficult in terms of managing the whole cost around it. So we've dropped our extension cost dramatically, almost by 70 to 80%, and you would be able to extend your FinTree learning management system at a very nominal cost. I think level 1 would be about $45 or 3,000 rupees or something like that. So the way you would have to do it is go on the FinTree site. You would find an extension course there. Select the extension that you need, which is going to be either February option for level 1 or May option for level 2 and level 3. So just select that, and then you can go ahead and sign up for the extension. And then you'd have to write an email with some documentation, but that's it. It's a simple process. And this entire extension page is going to be available on the FinTree site for one entire week, right? So you have 1 week to get yourself extended, so that your learning management system remains open for the entire season whenever you're taking the exam, which is going to be Feb or the May exam for the next season, right? So that kind of answers most of the questions. If you have anything that you would like me to answer, you can keep on posting them on the chat box, and I would try and answer them for you. Okay, now those of you who are taking the exams in December, for you people, everything remains as per the schedule. Nothing changes. Things are going to be as it is. If we had planned our original crash course and the set of mock exams for you, they are going to happen exactly in the same mechanism, right? So you guys don't have to worry. If you're scheduled to write exams in December, then it's going to be more or less going to be in the same way. Okay, I'm getting a couple of questions on this extension pricing. So it's going to be about $45 or 3,000 Indian rupees for level 1, and about 4,000 rupees or $60 for level 2. So typically for us, we incur a cost to host a user on the learning management system, which typically that cost is charged on a monthly basis. So what we've done is we have absorbed majority of that cost, and there's only a nominal pricing that you guys will have to pay to extend yourself. So if you go on the FinTree website, you'd find we've written the entire description, and we've explained the reason why this extension fee is being charged. And the simple reason is that we are sharing majority of the part of the cost, and then some part of the cost is being recovered. Okay, next question which is coming in is, how can I check if my exam center was cancelled? So there's a list of centers on the CFA web page where they mentioned exams are cancelled. What you need to do is simply go there and check if your center happens to be in that list. You would also be receiving one email from CFA Institute, which will be informing the entire situation. So just go there and check it. You should be able to find it easily. Level 2 and level 3 is same. So it's going to be the same amount. Okay, so how will tests be conducted? So December test, they're going to remain the usual paper-based test. So the existing tests which are there on the Fintry LMS, which are in the form of the PDF exams, those tests would be pulled out in a couple of weeks. So those of you who would want to access the December test, what we would suggest is simply download the PDF exams and keep them with you. And then those of you who would be writing the exams in 2021, we're currently redesigning the whole testing mechanism, and we're redesigning the whole testing mechanism. And then the test, which mock exams, which would be available for 2021, those would be as per the CBT format, right? So you'd have all the functionalities and features. We're trying to be as close as possible so that we can simulate the exam experience. Okay, should we wait for the mail to register or do manually for the same? Aniket, if you see the test slot, that's the desired test slots that's available, I'll suggest you get it done now. But if the test slot is not available, then just wait for a couple of days. So correct, level 2 and level 3, the next exams is directly going to be in the month of May. All right, next question is, what is the procedure for refund? So there's a page on the, I think, CFA website where they've described the entire refund procedure in terms of how the refunds would be processed. So maybe again, I'll put a link in the description. Just go to that page. Just go to that page. That will provide you the entire set of information in terms of how refund would be processed. Okay. Next question is about the December 2020 crash course. So I would still be doing the December 2020 CFA level 1 crash course, which was originally scheduled. And then I would be repeating the same crash course for the Feb examinations, right? So you guys don't have to worry about your mock exams, your crash course and everything. We've covered more or less everything. So that ways you guys would not have to worry about that. Yes, as far as the curriculum is concerned, whether the curriculum is going to be same for 2020 and 2021, the answer is same. So there would not be any change in the curriculum. Okay, another question that's coming in, is it a good idea to prepare level 2 in advance? That's not a bad option. In fact, when the exams were cancelled for the first time, we did in fact do something called as an advanced prep course for people to help them prepare for the level 2 exams in advance. So if you're someone who feel that you have the bandwidth, you can definitely get access to the books and start reading them. You can definitely start preparing for level 2 in advance. How to practice on the CBT pattern? So TICO, right? TICO. So we are building a lot of tests on the Fintry LMS. So typically, you would have seen if you are on the Fintry LMS, we have these learning outcome wise quiz, and then we have a topic wise quiz. So in a couple of months, we would be changing the entire structure and the format of that so that they would look similar to how CBT would be. So we would try to get as close as possible. So that ways, that ways there would be, when you go to write the exam, your experience would be similar to how the exams are going to be. Yeah, so people who feel that I don't want to extend, you guys have your access till December. So it remains till December as it is. So you don't have to worry about that. Financial modeling, I haven't decided. Maybe yes, maybe not. So I haven't really made up my mind on that. But in case if I do, I'll definitely let you know about that. Okay, now someone just updated me that for the timing, it seems like the withdrawal option has been pulled back by the institute on the LMS, at least for some candidates. So again, the message that I got from institute was loud and clear. They want us to be patient. And I clearly understand there would be, there are tech limitation in terms of how easily they'd be able to, process all the information. So just be patient about it. There's absolutely no reason to panic. You are going to get the desired seats. Just wait for some time and then see how things are being processed. Okay, people are questioning about the other exams in terms of which exams could be written. So again, I've said this multiple times. Probably you know my view on this. I don't recommend doing certifications for the sake of doing them. I see a lot of CFA people writing FRM, FRM people writing CFA, people writing CA. So you first decide what is your career goal, and then reverse engineer what do you need to learn, right? But if you'd ask me generally whether it's a good idea to sign up for some other course in the meanwhile if the exams are happening, definitely. I mean, as long as it's aligned with your career, you can definitely consider that option. Is there a chance of this decision being taken back? Rachid, seems very unlikely. Again, there would be typically, if you want to conduct physical exams in India, like I have seen Mumbai Center, it gets really messy, right? We have 3,000-4,000 people coming at the same location. There would be crazy traffic jam, and then people would be, gathering at the restaurants for food. So social distancing would go for a complete toss. So, that way, from a practicability perspective, I can see the reason why they've thought of doing that. Um, and what I would have preferred ideally is now that they're taking the exams online, especially for level 1, maybe they could have started taking the exams a little earlier. Maybe start, let's say, starting from January. uh, but at least the good news is I can see that in Mumbai, they have opened up some new dates which are not originally posted on their websites. So which basically means there is a possibility that we would have a wider testing window, and which would reduce the gap, the number of days that we would lose from December to Feb examination. So that ways we have some advantage there. What is the best time to give mocks? A month in advance is probably why when you should be writing your first mock. Take a gap of 7 days, and then write your second mock, and maybe take a gap of 3 days. So we typically design the entire mock planning for the candidates. You should be all right there. Okay, that's a great question. Again, a lot of people are wondering whether Feb and May exams would also be cancelled, considering that we have this COVID situation, which is increasing, or at least not being controlled. So again, we don't know that, but looking at what the mood of the government is in India, at least I can my sense is that we kind of learning to live with this new environment, and therefore I believe the restrictions might not be significant unless and until the situation just explodes. On top of that, these exams are going to be CBT, right? So it's not that we'll have 50 people crammed into one room. Typically with CBT exams, it's like you're going to location and sitting in front of a computer for a few hours. So it's substantially easier to manage, and therefore I feel that the probability of exams being cancelled in Feb and May is substantially low. But again, this is just speculation or calculated guess. I could go completely bonkers on this, but this is what I feel could be the situation. Okay, all right. So I think I have answered most of your queries. Again, I'll be answering the questions on the uh, YouTube chat box quite late in the night. So in case if there were any questions that I couldn't answer, just feel free to put your questions on the box. I'll try and answer them, or you can also consider WhatsApping me to. All right. So that's very much. Uh, Stay safe and don't lose hope. Things will improve eventually. These are testing times, uh, but this is something that all of us are going to remember for our lifetime, right? That we went through this situation, experienced how this thing was, And if you somehow struggle through this phase, be patient and write the exams and eventually become CFA charter holder, it is going to be worth it, right? So be patient, take things easy, don't let emotions drive your decision making. Think about what you're doing, and if you need my help, I'm always there, so reach out to me. So thank you very much, and you guys have a good one now.